Genesis chapter 1 verse 12. Genesis chapter 1 verse 12. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Thank you for clicking on this video, and I welcome you back to this series of the creation project, which is Genesis chapter 1. It's a very interesting chapter to me, and especially this verse itself, because verse 11 and verse 12 is similar to each other. Verse 11 is talking about the command that God gave to the Spirit of God, and at the same time gave to the land itself. And also to remind you, like I said in my other videos, that the Bible is about politics, and beside that, my approach towards the Bible is from a political, a philosophical, a spiritual, and a psychological standpoint. So please, if you have not watched my other video, go and watch it from Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 up to Genesis chapter 1 verse 11 for you to understand this content very, very well. Now, one thing I want you to pay attention to in this particular verses, in this case, it didn't say and the Spirit of God made it happen. Now let's compare this verse 11 to other verses where it's talked about the Spirit of God making things happen there. Let's make example of verse 7. It says that, so God made the vault and separated water under the vault from the water above it. And here in verse 11 it says that, then God said, let the land produce vegetation. And in verse 12 it says that the land produced vegetation. Meaning that in verse 7, if you are to compare verse 7 and verse 11 together, it's like this is no longer the Spirit of God making things happen here, but because of what God has, the authority that God has given to land itself to be productive, that is why God talked to the land itself to produce. Meaning that once God has given you authority to do something, God doesn't do it for you anymore. The only thing He tells you is do it. Why? Because He has given you the authority to do it. And not just that, He has also given you the spirit, the energy, the life to do it, to make it happen. And so the same thing is actually occurring here in Genesis chapter 1 verse 12. The land itself paid attention to what God was saying, and word for word everything happened. And after it had happened, God came down, checked it. Is it up to standard of my plan? And it was good. And God accepted it. So that brings me to the end of this video. And if you have not watched my other videos, like I said, please go and watch them. Don't forget to let me know what you think, and also like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.